is 1.8, part 3. This slide I don't want you to write down. We'll practice it on the next example. To show that two functions are inverses of each other, we have to do the composites twice. Once with fog, f of g of x, and once with goff, g of f of x. When we're done with both of those composites, they both must equal x. The fog and the goff of the functions must equal x. A second way to show it, that you'll be doing in your homework, is to graph the two functions out and show the line of symmetry about y equals x. That's the other way. All right, let's go ahead and do the next example. This is what I do want you to write down, is to practice this. Here's our example. We have two functions, the blue function and the red function. And we're going to check and see, are they inverses of each other? So we're going to do the fog and the goff. So let's start with the fog. F of g of x. I'm going to work in the innermost function, so the g function, and replace that g of x with the red. It's going to be f of, and now my g of x is 1/7 x plus 2/7. So think back to what we did yesterday. Now I'm going to go in the f of x function. And I'm going to replace this 1/7 x plus 2/7 into the blue function. So what's going to go in that parentheses? What's going in that parentheses? Right here, yep. So there is my 1/7 x plus 2/7. Now I just have to clean up that equation. So what's the next step to clean up that equation? Distribute. Distribute the 7 through. Good. So 7 times 1/7 x plus 7 times 2/7. And then I have that minus 2 at the end. What's 7 times 1/7? 1x, because the 7's cancel. The 7's cancel again. So I'm left with x plus 2. Then I have that minus 2 at the end. So my answer to my f of g of x is x. And that's what I wanted to have happen. I wanted that first step, the fog, to be x. Now I have to do it again. I have to do the goff. G of f of x. So I'm going to give you about 1 minute or so. I just copied those functions again for you. You do the goff and see if you get x as an answer. All right, where did you start at? What function did you start with? to do this g of f of x. Start in the innermost parentheses. What's the innermost parentheses? F of x. So I'm going to replace that f of x with the blue function, 7x minus 2. Now I'm going to say g of 7x minus 2. So this 7x minus 2 is going to evaluate for the g of x function. So now I have 1/7. I'm going to replace this x with 7x minus 2. And I have then plus 2/7. So what did you do next to simplify this equation?
Distribute the 1/7.
Thank you. Distribute the 1/7 through. So 1/7 times 7x, and then 1/7 times negative 2, and then I have 2/7 at the end. The 7s will cancel. Left with 1x. Then 1 times negative 2 is negative 2 over 7 plus 2 over 7. Negative 2/7 plus 2/7 cancels, and I'm left with x. Did I prove that these two functions are inverses of each other? Yes. My fog and my goff are both the value of x. I could also come over and graph the two functions. They're both lines on this graph paper. And where they're going to have symmetry is about the line y equals x. Remember, the slope is 1, the y-intercept is 0. So if I go out and graph these two functions, the blue and the red function, they're going to be symmetric about this green line, this imaginary line. Here's our homework for today. It's a little bit lengthy, a little lofty, so you will have more homework tonight. 1.8, page 83, 6 through 54 by 3.